Forrest here, Cichlid Man 09. How y'all doing? Tonight we're going to do a little bit of Q&A action. Got some questions on my cichlidman09@gmail.com account. You got any questions for myself? Like I said before, it does not have to be fish related. It can be how often do you cut your hair, whatever. About every 2 weeks. I don't know, depends. I get lazy sometimes. What are we talking about? Oh, Q&A. So yeah, hit up that email address if you have any questions for moi. I'm going to try my best to get them in videos, but I can't guarantee that every single one that gets asked is going to be in a video. Some of them I just reply to. I will do my best, my 100,000% best in replying to everybody, be that in a video or in a reply via email message. But like I said, if you got any questions for me, hit that up, cichlidman09@gmail.com. I'll put it on the screen somewhere, possibly, if I can figure out how to do that. But let's get to it. Let's try and make this not forever long. Every time I say that, if you guys haven't noticed, the video turns out to be like 15 minutes long, so expect a 15-minute video. So, question number 1 from Justin Sexton. Hey there, what would what would be the best way to go about getting a breeding pair of what you have in Azul and Blondie, umbies? Getting 5 or 6 juveniles and putting them in a 100-gallon tank and wait for them to pair off, then separate them? Currently only into Malawi cichlids, but I would love to get a pair of these big fish and raise them from juveniles. Looking forward to hearing from you! Exclamation point. Thanks, Justin. Thanks for the question, Justin. Your 5 or 6 juveniles in a 100-gallon tank, that's usually a really good way to get pairs of fish, is to get a group of young fish and allow them to grow together and pair off by their choosing. You know, it's not technically by their choosing, because if you're taking 6 fish, you're only giving one fish 5 other fish to choose from, and if the ratio, if there's only 1 female and 5 males, then you're giving them a choice, but you're not really giving them a choice. But I've found that to be the most successful way in terms of getting a strong pair bond. Shoving 2 fish together, especially semi-adult to adult fish that already have preconceived notions and all this kind of stuff, and set ways. Growing fish up together, that's why my Gorillas Blacks over there, that's why these guys are all growing up together, so that they do decide to pair off. It's their choice. They can choose their mate, and seems to develop some pretty strong pair bonds. But with cichlids, especially Central American, South American, well, basically only Central American, South American, because that's the ones I keep, pair bonds are still volatile. Anything can happen in a blink of an eye, and pair bond can break. Male can kill a female, female can kill a male. But, you know, covering your losses, giving them an adequately sized tank, 5 or 6 juveniles of 2 inches or so in a 100-gallon tank is a really good way to start. Umbies are, of course, going to need a larger tank. But, yeah, it's a good way to go. So, you know, your question, you kind of answered your question yourself, so good for you. All right. Next up, Joe P. Hey, I started a salt. Still getting over this cold. Hey, I started a small business for breeding and selling fish. I have a couple of quick questions because I'm only 14 and need knowledge. 14 years old, business selling fish. Pretty cool, Joe P. What are the benefits of a sponge filter over a power or canister filters? Also, I'd love to see you maybe start a planted tank or a pond. Oh yeah, by the way, I love your videos and I've watched since the start. You are the reason I bought my fishing tanks and started my fishing. Thank you so much for all the inspiration. By the way, I feed Southern Light. We'll get to the question here in a second, but you know, that last segment where it says I'm the reason you bought fish and all that kind of stuff, it's a little hard for me to grasp stuff like that. I appreciate that. It's a very high compliment to myself. It brings this whole YouTube thing a little bit more into perspective, that I'm not just farting around with a camera in here, that, you know, stuff like that actually happens, which is absolutely amazing. Appreciate that, Joe P. It really does mean a lot. What are the benefits of a sponge filter over power or canister filter? Well, if you're in the, like you said, you're going to start a business, usually that requires lots of tanks, lots of gallonage, lots of water. And the most efficient way, in my opinion, to filter that water is with a air pump and sponge filters. Power and canister filters run individually on each tank. One, power consumption is high, very high. in comparison to, like, I run all of my tanks. My air pump is 35 watts. That's about what a canister filter, a single canister filter, is probably going to use, if not more, depending on the size of your canister filter. And I run 400 gallons worth of aquariums solely on air, and then I've got another 400 gallons, or 300, then 400, that I also run a sump on, but I also run air to those as well. So in terms of sponge filters versus canister filters, I honestly may never use power filtration, canister filtration ever again, just because of how efficient sponge filtration has been for me, and now implementing the moving bed into my filters as well. Hopefully that efficientizes my stuff. But you know, if you're going to start a business and this is something you're going to do all out, running an air pump and sponge filters and PVC everywhere is definitely one way that you can better make your fish room more efficient. And the crazy thing is you know, I used to use power filtration. I had a canister and this and that and this and that, and I haven't seen any drop-offs in terms of filtration efficiency, meaning how well the water gets filtered, going from that to running sponge filters in an air system. So for me, I'll recommend sponge filters in an air system all day long. All day long. Fantastic stuff. What else was in there? Plan a tank or a pond. Pond is definitely something, honestly, that I think I want to work on this summer. I love ponds. We used to have a pond in the backyard. Got filled in for some reason or another, and regret that happened. But yeah, pond's going to happen. Planted tanks are going to happen. I just need to get more tanks. Just need to get more tanks, because the tanks I got now, I got with the fish I wanted, so I need more tanks. Alright, thanks Joe Pete. Alright. Another one of those questions. Thomas McMillan, first off, let me say you're the most enjoyable person to watch on YouTube. Really? I disagree with that, because I've got a lot of people that I enjoy watching more than myself, but I honestly really appreciate that. And I'm not like picking and choosing, you know, which ones are giving me compliments. These are back-to-back questions, by the way, so don't make it seem like I'm trying to vamp myself up. Although me saying that might make it seem like I'm trying to whatever. Sorry if I sound like crap. My nose is all congested, trying to go to this freaking pool. I enjoy every one of your videos. I have two questions. How often do you just sit and watch your fish? I sit and watch mine all the time. Do you ever sleep in the fish room? Thank you, and keep making amazing videos. Thank you, Thomas McMillan. I appreciate the question. How often do I just sit in here and chill and watch my fish? By the way, I like these two questions, by the way. Those are the kind of questions I like. How often do I just sit in here? All the time. Honestly, all the time. When I'm not at work, I'm either on the computer, on YouTube, watching videos, uploading videos, all that kind of stuff. And I don't just watch fish videos. I am a huge monster YouTube fan. I honestly watch more YouTube than I watch television. I don't know if that's a good thing, I don't know if that's a bad thing, but it seems like my TV's never on and I got YouTube playing all the time. And I come in here, when I'm not doing that, I'm in here either doing water changes, and a lot of times I do. I'll just sit in here, I'll turn on some Netflix on my phone. I'm a huge Office fan, love The Office. I've seen every episode many times. It could play all day long and I would never get bored of it. So I'll just sit in here and watch an episode of The Office and just chill with my fish. Probably, you know, at least an hour a day if I'm not just doing work in here. Oops. Go back. And do I ever sleep in the fish room? I don't like overnight sleep in the fish room, but I have taken naps in here quite a few times. The bubbles are very soothing. If I'm tired, I'm in here. I'll end up passing out on the couch over there. I need to get a new one. That was, but yeah, every once in a while I'll take a nap. Thank you, Thomas, for your question. Moving on up. Can easily edit that out, but I'm not gonna. You get whatever. From Paul, one word, Paul. What's up, Paul? All right, Forrest. Thank you for spelling my name right, by the way. Yes, 2 R's. Love it. Really enjoy your videos. Keep up the great work. My question is, the Yumby is an impressive fish and known for its aggression. How did you get yours to pair without the female getting damaged? Do you start by using dividers or let them grow up and pair naturally? Now this goes back to the other question I answered. Pairing naturally is what I am a huge fan of. I am not a fan of dividers. However, Azul and Blondie have been divided temporarily in the middle of their relationship. They did go through a little slight rough patch, but divider separated them. But like I said earlier, in terms of pair bonds, everything is so volatile, everything is so different, every fish is different, every pair is different, that you can't generalize everything. So letting them grow up and pair naturally. I got them from Gage at Cichlid Connection. I got 4 of them. I got 2 larger ones, probably around 3.5 inches, and I got 2 smaller ones. Those would be those 2, probably around 2 inches, 2.5 inches. And the 2 large ones, that would be Azul and Blondie, paired off like that. There's no science to it. There's no rhyme or reason. They just chose to do it. And the rest is history, and the rest you guys have been able to follow on my channel. But how I've gotten them to coexist so well without her getting damaged, I honestly couldn't tell you. It's been an absolutely special pair bond that they've had. That is a pair of fish that will be with me until they die, just because of what they truly do mean to me, and because of how amazing they have been to keep. That's what I'm looking at when I look over there. How amazing they have been to keep. So in terms of what I have done, honestly, they've taken care of everything for themselves, because they're just those kind of special fish, you know. Very awesome. I absolutely love it. Thank you, Paul. All right, moving on up. This might be the last one we answer. I think we're getting a little bit there. I got more for you. Don't do that one. George Ford. Skipped a couple that I'll actually go on and answer. It's hard to answer the really long ones. George Ford. Hey Forrest, love the vids. Also, spelling my name right. I love it. Q, did you make your own tanks or are they purchased? I know they're acrylic gorgeous, but it's very difficult to find a vendor here in Rhode Island. They purchased from where? I am a Craigslist tank buyer. I do not buy new tanks unless there's like a Petco dollar per gallon thing. I don't buy new tanks. It's a ridiculous thing. My 225, 150, both are acrylic. Both got on Craigslist. My 225 I got from a guy for $50. Drove an hour and a half to get it, and steal of the century, honestly. 150. I actually got that as a Valentine's present from my fiance 3 years ago. 3 years ago, she saw my obsession getting a little crazy and got me a fish tank for Valentine's Day, which is amazing, honestly. She's been fantastic. Wish she'd want to be on camera, but she doesn't. So gotta respect that. All my other tanks, the 135 with Hulk, also Craigslist buy. Got it for like 65 bucks. Rimless glass, 6 by 18 by 24 inches. I've resealed it. I've added top braces to it. Done a lot of DIY work. This right here, this 75, was my first large tank I ever bought. Bought it brand new. It was like 210 bucks. Which I could have bought 5 tanks for that amount of money, but I was super stoked when I first got it. I was amazed because, you know, it was amazing. That was probably 3 years ago. And then, whoa, the other 75, also Craigslist buy, 40 bucks, came with a stand. Very much been a bargain shopper for my tanks. You can find them for a good deal. Why spend full price, right? And then I'm going to move the camera here for a second. That 40 breeder right there. That 40 breeder was the first fish tank that I have ever bought. Me and my buddy, who actually got me into the hobby, were down in Palm Springs on a little week vacation, just hanging out in August, so it was 110 degrees and awesome. The Petco, of course, was having the $1 per gallon sale down there, and so was down in Palm Springs, bought a fish tank, and brought it back with me. Long story short, started there, and now we're wherever the heck we are. But yeah, I'm a used tank buyer, and I will not be afraid to admit that, because you can get just as good at tanks buying them used Craigslist than anything else. Let's get another one in here. From Victor Gonzalez. I love your videos, and please make more. This one's for you, Victor. Last question for you guys before we end this video, because I don't want to make these forever long. It's from Armand Otto. Hey man, what's up? Your videos are great. Thanks. Just wanted to know what fish Hulk and Azul are and how old they both are. Thanks, man. You're welcome. So, Hulk is an Amphilophus hogaboomerum, native to Honduras. He's F1 from wild-caught parents from my buddy Sean Arming Trout. Actually bred him. His link will be in the description below. Go subscribe to his channel. He's about 2.5 with me. I'm not sure how long Sean had him beforehand. Got him about yay big, about 2 inches, 2.5 inches. Excuse me. And Azul is an freaking A, man. I'll be right back. Just no water. There's water everywhere, but I can't drink it. Okay, I'm back. Alright. Azul is a Cacatea umbariferum, native to Colombia, South America, a little bit of Panama. And he is... got him in June of 2012. They're wild caught, so I don't know exactly how old they are. They could be 20 years old for all I know. But I got them about 3 inches, so with an average growth rate, probably around 2-ish, 2.5. Yeah, probably around 2. Alrighty, guys, that's it for our questions today. I'm losing my ability to speak, which is not good because you guys know I love to talk. If you got any questions for me, hit up my Gmail account, cichlidman09@gmail.com, and we'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go cough and pass out. Hello? There's nobody there. See you guys later.